loves, welcome back to our channel. My name is Jen and this is our beautiful baby Ella. Say hi. Today we will talk about the hardest thing that I ever did in my entire life, which is getting my Australian driver's license. This video will cover the process of getting my Australian driver's license, the cost, and my personal experience of successfully obtaining my Australian driver's license. So fasten your seatbelt, let's go. Kiss me. The first step to get Australian driver's license, if you are a beginner or if you haven't had a professional driver's license from your foreign country, is to get a learner's permit like me. Only those 16 years or over can apply for a learner's permit here in Australia. To successfully get your learner's permit, you must first pass the driving theory test. Learner's permit costs $69 for 2 years, and you have to get it at Service SA if you are living here in South Australia. If you successfully got your learner's permit, it does not mean that you can drive all by yourself without a supervisor. You need to have a qualified supervisor to practice your driving skills and record your driving on the logbook provided by Service SA. You must complete at least 75 hours of driving, including 15 hours night driving with your qualified supervisor. A qualified driving supervisor can be anyone as long as your supervisor held a full license. And my driving supervisor is my husband. Once you have completed your 75 hours of supervised driving, you can now progress in getting your Australian Provisional Driver's License. This Provisional Australian Driver's License is what we need to drive alone here in Australia. There are two options to obtain your Australian Provisional Driver's License. The first option is through VORT, or Vehicle On-Road Test. This option is quick and easy. You just need to book VORT from any accredited driving school, and if you pass, you can get your P1 or Provisional Driver's License after passing the Hazard Perception Test. If you fail on VORT, you need to wait 14 days before you can take the next attempt. Option 2 is through CBT&A. CBT&A stands for Competency-Based Training and Assessment. This option is a longer process compared to VORT, but less likely to fail on your final driving test. That is why I personally chose CBT&A option to get my Australian Provisional Driver's License. In CBT&A option, you have to get a qualified professional driving instructor to perform CBT&A lessons with you to sign every task in your logbook. In my personal experience, I changed driving instructors 4 times before I got the perfect driving instructor from Two-Way Driving, and her name is Carrie, and I highly recommend her. In my own opinion, getting a perfect instructor is the key for passing the final driving test. You should choose an honest and kind instructor for you because some may take advantage from you, and that's what happened to me. For example, if you feel that you did the task right repeatedly and you are confident about it, but your instructor keeps pushing you to practice more on this task and will not sign your logbook on that particular task, sense it quickly that your instructor is not honest enough about his job. So cancel your lessons and find another one because you will go no further and you are just wasting your money and time with that instructor. For your information, professional driving instructors here in South Australia is expensive. You will pay a range of 95 to 110 Australian dollars per hour, and in CBT&A, you will have to finish 30 tasks with one instructor. Otherwise, if you keep changing instructor, you will perform every task, including those tasks that you have done already from your previous instructor. This CBT&A task, we will be able to identify and use vehicle control correctly. We will perform slow speed maneuvers like moving uphill, simple U-turn, 3-point turn, 90 degrees angle park, and reverse parallel parking. We will be taught basic road skills like correct road positioning, line changing, diverging, turning at corners, turning from lane roads, turning at roundabouts, negotiating traffic lights, urban driving, and country driving to experience driving at a higher speed. We will learn traffic management skills such as safe driving strategies, lane management in traffic, turning in traffic, managing traffic at roundabouts, U-turn in traffic maneuver, negotiating traffic lights in traffic, and night driving. Once we finish every task and we are able to perform each task correctly without instructor's assistance, the instructor will sign our logbook until all 30 tasks are completed, and the final driving test is now waiting for us. The final driving test is driving at least 25 minutes, and we should be able to drive according to government standards. Otherwise, we will fail the test. If we fail at first attempt, we can try again after 3 days. Hello my loves, today is the day of my final driving test here at Port Adelaide. So our plan for today is to pass our final driving test. Hello my loves, we're just back on our final driving test, and guess what? We passed on our driving test today. Yes! Finally, I'm no longer a learner. This is a token from my driving instructor because I passed my driving test today, and the name of her school is Two-Way Driving. Carrie is the kindest and the most honest driving instructor that I ever had. So I'm recommending Two-Way Driving School here in Adelaide, South Australia. I passed my final driving test with a score of 96% in the first attempt, and my instructor told me that it was the highest score she ever recorded so far. Now that we passed our practical driving test, it's time to go to Service SA to book the last and final test to get our Australian provisional driver's license. That is the hazard perception test. Supposed to be my hazard perception test will be on the 27th February because that's the only available schedule. But I said that it's too late and I badly need my license. So he said if I can wait, he can squeeze me in the next working day, which is Monday. I was so happy and I paid $35 for the hazard perception test. This day is my hazard perception test. I was able to squeeze in and get a number, though my booking is 27th February, just as the teller told me. And luckily, I passed my hazard perception test on the first attempt. By the way, hazard perception test is a computer-based test with 15 items. You can practice this test at mylicense.sa.gov.au in order to pass the test. Finally, my papers are now processed for my Australian provisional driver's license, and there it is. I can now drive alone, all by myself. Thank you so much for always watching our channel. See you. Bye. We love you.